Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the pre-market live show. It is Thursday, November 14th, and I'm looking at the heat map. It's kind of just flat. Nvidia and Amazon are both green, and everything else is just a little bit flat if it's down a hair or up a hair, but it's not doing anything real crazy yet. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what it wants to do as it opens, and we have plenty of Jolie's jumpers to go over. And how about that ELAB, ELAB, and XTIA? Both of them are popping up already this morning. So there you go with them bad boys. Elab was already over 100%. And that QUBT, I'm telling you, Luis Rodriguez right there, that was one of his, and it was a momentum play. So that one's up like 25% this morning. And I'm telling you, that guy just sees them when they're running up. Him, Jennifer Lee, there's a few people that have great picks. Obviously, Laptop Travel and STX Confidential has been throwing in some great ones lately, and a few others. And of course, we're going to do our Jolie's jumpers. So here we go. Let's get rocking and rolling. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how are you guys? Good morning, everybody. And how about that ELAB? Let me get in and see our Jolie's jumpers real quick and see what's happening here. Here we go. I see them right here. So let's get rocking and rolling with BFRG. Let's see what that one's doing this morning. BFRG. Let me take a look. Let me close a few of these tabs so I can go right to where I like to go. There we go. All right. What are we looking at? BFRG. Let's do it. BFRG. This one ran up yesterday, 270. It actually gapped up from 265 up to 272. This morning's at 260, ran to 262, came down to 237. It's at 262, and it doesn't look bad, guys. Keep your eye on this Bullfrog AI Holdings. Anything that almost says AI Holdings right now seems to be doing well, and that doesn't even mean they have anything to do with AI. This is a health information services, so maybe it does. I have no idea, but they all seem to be moving. So BITO, let's look at that. It's at Pro Shares Bitcoin ETF, and it is up at the top and just staying up there. It ran up more yesterday, and today it's moving up a little bit more. So we had looked at that the last few days on here, BITO, and it did shoot up there. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on that BITO one and see how that one rolls. Like I said, ProShares Bitcoin ETF for Bitcoin. So we're definitely going to be watching it as it sets up. I'm kind of just waiting for it to pull back a hair out of that bottom or out of the top, I mean. And then I'm going to be rocking and rolling with that bad boy because I like my ETFs and I like the Bitcoin. So put them together and we have BITO and I like it. So definitely watching that one. BLNK. Blink charging down to 168. And again, it's just pulling back a little bit. Nothing too crazy here. And it did run up and let it just set up again. And then it'll get cruising back up there. So it's just ran up and it's coming back. It couldn't get through that resistance. It probably will this time when it runs up. So we'll keep an eye on that. BTCS. We had looked at this and it ran way up and it's up some more this morning, up like over $1 BTCS. 459 to 609, and it's sitting at 548, and it's been cruising up there. So we were looking at that one, and of course BTCT. We were all over this one. It's back to like $24. It's crazy. It got up yesterday to like 26 something, and it is a crazy one, that BTCT. So we have been finding the poppers, 1949 to 2515. It looks like this morning, and it's at 23.99. So there you go. It's back to almost $24. That BTCT, and it has been running like a maniac. And I bet you guys like that when I found it and put it on the list in the dollar range. So there you go with that bad boy. DRUG. This one, I think it has to pull back. It was trying to run up some yesterday. It looks like it's trying to form a base right here. So we'll see if it's forming a base. If it is, it did drop down right when we said it was for a day or two, and now it's trying to form a base. It looks like the other day, Monday, could have been its bottom. So we'll keep an eye on it. If it is trying to do that, we'll ride it back up. So that is drug, and DXYZ is pulling back. We thought it would. So just let this pull back. We'll get it set up, and that's how you get in the SpaceX EFSH. That's at 1847 holdings. And let's see what it's doing because we've been looking at it and we knew it was going to start moving pretty soon. Let's see if it's starting to do anything here. It is dipping, is what it is doing. So as it's curling up, we know look for that dip action. And I think that bottom is in there probably around 44 cents. It's at 50 right now. So watch for this bad boy. It's going to start curling up. And how about our buddy Elab, ELAB? That one is up over a penny. It's up at 4 cents. It is cruising. It curled through and got out of the basement just the way they're supposed to. It's so nice to see it happen again, and it makes me excited. So, yeah, it got up to like 5 cents, it says up here this morning at some point in the pre-market, and it looks pretty strong to get moving. I wonder what its volume is already. 370 million, and it's cruising up there. So keep your eye on it. You know, we were super early. We were in it under a penny, and now it's at 4 cents, over 4 cents. So I know a lot of you should be happy this morning with that one. Hut. That one is going up $1 right now and staying in the top. So that one enjoys football season for sure, and it's just running up, but it is up at the top. So be careful with that. I have a feeling it's going to have to pull back. MSOS, our cannabis ETF right there, it's just flat, but that ran up on right as we said it should. And today it is 546 to 547, back to 519, but it is still setting up. So just watch for them dips. Catch that one. MSTR is back up $10. I'm telling you, this thing wanted to bounce off that top, and this thing's quite impressive. But as long as Bitcoin's moving, this thing should be doing pretty well. MicroStrategy, and it is back at the top and bouncing back up. So watch it for a nice momentum play. MSTY, this is your Yield Max MSTR option income strategy ETF. Oh, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. It's bouncing back up to the top like that was. And we want to keep an eye on this one. MSTY. There we go. And let's see what else. That MVST. Holy cow. Laptop travel was super early on this. It's blasted off well over 100%. It's in like almost a 200% range now. MVST. And we just gave it out. It was down in like 18-cent range, and now it's at 94. It went to $1.12. So that one went cruising, and it was looking great as a great setup. QBTS, we looked at oh no, not that one. We looked at that other one. QUBT. Oh, we looked at that one, not QBTS. QUBT is the next one. QBTS, getting confused with these Q's and B's. But anyway, and T's. Holy cow. QBTS, D-Wave, Quantum. We had looked at it before. It's up at the top. It's coming down. Let it pull back, but that one's going to be a good one to keep an eye on. And that QUBT, that one is moving up there, 52 cents. It was over it's over 20% right there. And again, that was a Luis Rodriguez one last night. So that one jumped up there in the pre-market. So keep an eye on that. It could be pulling back, but that's a beautiful pop-up real quick. Rivian, RIVN, that is down 6 cents, but ran up really nice yesterday. And Rivian is just kind of a healthy pullback. And like I said, we knew it was running up. Let's see what it wants to do right now. Could just be like just basing like pulling back, healthy pullback and going flat to move up higher. SEZL, that's Sezzle. This one was ripping up there. It's back at 382 and it's trying to get back into the top. So this one went from like the 200 range, like two something, yeah, about 200 all the way up to 380 something. So it got over four, didn't it? 450. So yeah, SEZL went nutty right there. And that was the other day. And it looks like it wants to run back up. STRL. Let's see what that's up to. That Sterling Infrastructure. That one looks like it might be pulling back out of the top. So it did run up like crazy. And it'll be just pulling back to set back up. So SVMH. We were looking at this, and this is a perfect setup, guys. So keep your eye on this one. And I know we talked about it because it's looking really good. I think it moved what 3 to 4 today, and it's not looking bad at all. So keep an eye on that. Just watch for any pullback. It's starting to move. And we mentioned that one the other day. And XTIA, of course, it's up over 10%, moving out of the basement right there. It might be hitting that resistance at 7, and but it did get up there at 7 cents. And but let's see what that one can do this morning. Let's see. I wonder what the volume is. I'll look. But yeah, it's just a little healthy pullback as it's pulling up right there, and that has 31 million in volume. So there you go with that one, and that was another one that we were all over early. So there's our Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And let me see what else is going on. What do you guys want to look at here? Let me just see. CYN and ELAB. CYN Irish Lucky. That one ran up yesterday, and we had talked about it the day before. Let me look at it on mine. Doesn't appear to be doing much yet. At 668, it got down to 666, and that's where it's sitting. It's sitting with the devil. And yesterday it got up to 872. It just kind of looks like it wants to pull back a little bit, but I might have to look at it. It could catch that momentum. It has over 1 million in volume already, so I have to look at it. It's not really doing a whole lot right now to be able to tell me. And yeah, it's just sitting there with a little healthy pullback, just stuck at that 666 area. So I could see it trying to get some volume today and trying to move back up. It's just not doing anything where I can exactly tell at the moment. And ELAB, obviously, that bad boy is moving. It's up over 80% right now. And you have your resistance to the 20s at like in the high fives. It hasn't really got that high yet. So we'll keep an eye, and it's got some crazy volume, 388 million. And these things have been moving during the day. It's not that they just are rolling at 4 a.m. right at the moment. So they do roll at 4 a.m. And then as the other platforms are picking up now, they're starting to get this crazy amount. I mean, they had what, over 1 billion yesterday, didn't it? Was it this one? Or was it one of them had over 1 billion in volume yesterday? It was crazy. So, this one's had over 500 million. Yeah, over 500 million ELAB. I forget which one had over 1 billion, but we looked at one yesterday. And ABVE, that one is starting to move right now. And we just looked at it, and it's up about 8 cents, and it looks like it's going to get cruising up higher. And I said just the other day it was looking good. I just added it back to the list. And there you go. Yeah, it's looking really good there, Irish Lucky. So you've been sitting on that and it's moving. Yeah, it looks like it's going to jump up today. So keep your eye on that, Irish Lucky, because it looks like it's going to be popping for you. And you should be happy about that one right there. So there you go with them bad boys. Let's see what else is going on here in the market. Let's see how it looks now because it wasn't doing a whole lot and it still isn't. Microsoft's down 0.10%. Apple's down a little. Amazon's up 0.5%, and Tesla's down a little. Nvidia's up almost 1%, and Google's and Meta are both up just a hair. And we'll look at them real fast and see what they're doing. The SPY, let's see what that's up to this morning. It is up 69 cents, and I'm telling you, it's just teetering. It's curling up today, and it wants to get in the top. It's just playing with that top line, keeping itself, and it just is making a base up there as this thing sets up, and then it's going to get into the top and run, and then it's going to be explosive. So 597 we're at right now, and I don't know if if it's coming back under that 590 anytime soon. So unless something crazy happens, and I don't see it happening at the moment. So we're obviously keeping our eye on it each day and seeing what's going on right there. And let's see what's happening with these bad boys real quick. GME, that one's up 24 cents again, and it's starting to roll back up into the top. AMC, that's up 5 cents, and I'm telling you guys, this one looks really, really good. Not sure what's going on, but it just looks pretty healthy right there. So let's just keep an eye on AMC and see what's happening. I know my options are up at the moment, so I'm waiting for it to get set up and run there. But AMC looking good. Chewy, CHWY just sitting there at 32.72, and it looks like it's trying to just peek its head out of the basement, but just maybe a little healthy pullback to make more room for CHWI. And the Nvidia up $1.21 this morning. And this one looks like it's going to roll off that MACD and get cruising again. Probably bounce back up into that higher one, or where is that? It's like almost off the chart. 149 area. They need to redo the chart so I can actually see what's going on. But Nvidia is probably going to bounce back up to that 149 area right there and go in between that channel where it's at. And let's look at Apple. That is down 39 cents, just a little bit flat, but I'm telling you, this thing wants to get set up really, really soon and get cruising right there. So let me see what Apple's up to here. And yeah, it is just setting up there, guys. And is that today? It says it opened at 224.66, 224.88, and it's sitting at 224.70. So I don't know if it's what did it close at yesterday. 225. That's why it's down a little bit. It's under what it closed. So, but I'm telling you, Apple's looking really good. It's just a little flat right now, but that one's getting set up. Google, that's up 19 cents, and I don't know. I would keep an eye on this one. I think it needs to pull back. It needs to come, I think it needs to come back down a little bit, and it's setting up to get wild. So Google's going to be great, but it's just setting up. Amazon just keeps going up. We were talking about it's up in the top, and there you go. It's up a little bit more this morning. 215.65. And let me see what it's doing here on mine. Amazon AMZN. Let me type it in. It went 214.86 to 215.98. I was gonna say I couldn't tell what it was doing. It's at 215.32, and it is. It's just cruising up there and just gotten to the top, and we knew that was getting up into there. And let's look at good old Meta because this one is setting up, guys. It is up 60 cents. Just watch for a little pullback, but I'm telling you, something's going on here and it's going to get blasting off relatively soon. You can just see it happening. So keep an eye on Meta, META, and Microsoft, MSFT. This one's down 34 cents. And it was just setting up yesterday. Just let it bounce around. It's not looking bad. It is definitely setting up, but let's just keep an eye on it. 424.88, and what it closed at yesterday, 425. So down just a hair, but it could get moving. And that is Microsoft. And of course, Tesla. This is down a little bit, down $1.31, but it's sticking itself right in the top. And it could just be trying to make a base up here. The thing's crazy right now, Tesla. So we will keep an eye, and I'll see if it's trying to make a base, and then it'll go even higher, and then it'll jump up over that 350 and make that its new support. But it has to pull back because it is in that top. But they've been running up there like they never did for 3.5 years. So it's pretty impressive to see these bad boys all doing it. We're not just talking about some of the big caps. We're talking about some of the other ones are being able to do it as well. So there you are. And let's look at what other one. Let's see. Let me go through and see what you guys want to see. I was trying to remember. I saw some pop up and I couldn't remember. DJT, that's what it was, and BITF, Luis Rodriguez. Let's look at them. That's what you wanted to see. DJT's down 17 cents. And like I said, just let it pull back a little bit and I'll let you know when it's exactly ready. It doesn't look ready just at the moment. So it does look like it's trying to form a nice base down here, but you might catch a dip. The low is at the moment 26.70 and we're at 28.70. So another $2 lower. So just look for any dip action on that, any pullback. And BITF, let's take a look at it. Bit Farms. This one's just pulled back a little bit. It ran up to that resistance up there, and just pulled itself back, but does look good, like it wants to get curled back up here. So I'll keep an eye on that. It just looks like a little healthy pullback, but if it starts rolling back up, BITF will look really good. Let me jot that down. BITF. BITF. There we go. I'll keep an eye on that, Luis Rodriguez, and just see. Like I said, it looks like it's trying to get curled back up and it wants to run back up there. So, and so Licho something said the same thing. BITF. Is this one getting some chatter? I see it's up 8 cents. Let's see. Like I said, it says 236 to 242, and it's back to 236 is what it says on mine. And then on Finviz, it says 235 and it's up 8 cents. And that is today's date because it's the 14th. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it looks like it is trying to crawl up. It's just, it ran up the other day on the 12th. On what, Monday, it ran from 292 to 302, but it gapped up there. And, well, it really gapped up last week. So let it get crawled back up and see what it's going to do. And let me just look at it because it's just a little flat and it's not telling me a whole lot. It just looks like it wants to get crawled up. So I'll keep an eye on that and let you guys know about that one. And let's look at DBGI. What's that one? DBGI. Let's see what that is. Oh yeah, the digital brands. That's right. Down 5 cents. And it did pop up yesterday real quick, and STX Confidential has them bad boys down pat. And when you gotta, when they pop up, you gotta get out of these things. And it is pulling back. Let me just take a look. It's just some healthy pullback, but it could be trying to make a base down here. You can't exactly tell, but it just dipped back from that big run up yesterday. And again, when they run up and get crossed through that 20 like that, yeah, they can keep running, but then it's probability and risk. It looked real healthy, but you just don't know how these things open up the next morning. So it's still the other administration, even though they're setting up. So we even it did look pretty good to keep running up, but it did pull back there. We'll see if it can keep moving up there for you. ALGS, let's look at that one real quick, see what that's up to. ALGS, that one's running up into the top too. I mean, I think yesterday was probably a tie at 21.89. Let me just see. ALGS. Yeah, it might be pulling back at this moment. Maybe it pulls back down and sets back up to run up higher, but it does look like it's just going to pull back at the moment. And what is it? JNVR, Janover. This one looks pretty good though. This one's setting up. If it doesn't get through that 67 area, it did yesterday, but it just kind of poke its head through it. Um, if it can't get through that, it's going to pull back a little bit back to where it's been in that 57 and get set back up. So JNVR. So yeah, on here, what did it say? It's at what, 70 cents, and yesterday it closed at 60. So it is gapped up on here. On here, it's just at that 66 and a half. So it is over what I just said. And that's what I was just talking about. So yeah, this one has a good potential right there to get moving. The Finviz didn't have it set up, but mine did. So yeah, exactly what I was just explaining is exactly what it did. So keep an eye on that one, JNVR. And AGRI, let's see that agri growing something, AgriForce growing system. Let's see, it's up a hair this morning. It ran up yesterday. And let's just take a look at it right here. Let me see. It ran yesterday from like 5 to 9. And this morning it's still looking decent. It's at that 5, got the 6, has momentum. I could see it's still trying to move up right there. It looks solid right there, STX Confidential. So and ELAB, let's look at it again, see what it's doing. We looked at it this early. It's 4.5 cents right there, and it looks still pretty solid. And the volume's at 405 million. So it's still cruising up there. XTIA's at 6.5 cents. And that one's still, like I said, it's just sitting right there. It's probably going to get some more legs. That's at 32 million already. So these things are rocking and rolling this morning. Crazy volume. Reminds me of the COVID days and when when Trump was in office last administration. That's what these did. I mean, they look great. Haven't seen charts do this in 3.5 years, guys. So what a fun thing to do right there. Elab. Laptop Travel said Elab has a lot of green volume bars across the ticker. So there you go. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Holy cow. There you go. I'll repost that. You guys can look at it. Let me jump in, see what our crypto's doing real quick, and then we'll look at our laptop lowdowns real fast. So let me see what crypto's up to. And we are at with Bitcoin 91,400. It doesn't want to give up. It just keeps going. And it is cruising back up. Like we were saying, it was making a base and it is cruising back up there. And I mean, these things just run up in the 70 and they're so hard to tell when they're really coming down when they get up here. But crypto just runs like a maniac. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So now you see why I was telling you guys before it really started running to make sure you had a Coinbase account. And it's probably why I'm exhausted because I'm trading crypto and then I have these things popping off and I'm just it is just a good time. I miss these times and it's going to get even better and I love it. So we'll be hitting these things going up, going down, every which direction, and I love it. And here we go. Ethereum's over 3,000, 3,189, and it is basing out and trying to get cruising back up there again. Solana's back to 217, and that one is cruising. And I even told you guys way before that was my biggest position right there is Solana. Cardano is back to 56 and looking pretty good right there. So it was just pulling back and they could just be making a base right here and then, go up for that next leg. Doge is back to 39, but again, that could be just making a base right there. Never see lower than 39 again. And they're just getting wild, guys. I'm telling you, it's getting crazy right there. Where's Ripple? 72 cents. Let's look at that bad boy. And that one again is in the 70 and just ripping up there, having a good old time. So that's Ripple. And these things they're just getting wild right there. And what else? The Sheeb, that's what I wanted to look at. That one's up this morning as well. And Sheeb is looking pretty good, making a base and trying to stay up. It's like they're coming back to the bottom of the 70, and then they run right back up there. These things stay at the top, and they just do it and just keep doing it and doing it, running back and forth. It's wild. WIF, I mean, is at 402, and that one's looking solid. So that was a great one. Laptop Travel's wife gave us that one. So there you go with that. And let's look at SUI real quick and see what that's doing this morning. It's back to 330, and that one's getting cruising. So making a base up here. And it looks like it's curling back up and looking good. So, I mean, they are getting wild, guys, and things are looking good right there. And let's look at Bonk and see what Bonk is up to real quick. BONK, that's up a little more this morning, like 3%. It was bouncing around yesterday, got way up there. And let's just see, it's up at the 70, just kind of pulling back a little bit, but like I said, it's probably going to make a base and run up higher. So just keep your eye on Bonk to try to get even higher up. And that is our crypto report this morning. So there you go. And let me hop in and look at some laptop travels, laptop lowdowns real quick, because it'll be a bunch of good setups. And we have all kinds of great stuff going on today. So eLab's still up. Everything's cruising. Things are moving, and it's about 7:30. So let me hop in the laptop travels and see where they are. Here we go, real quick. There we are, right there. I got them. ADTX. Let's see it. That's up a penny. I'm telling you guys, this one's gonna now it's getting ready. So I've been saying it for the last few days. I think it's gonna get moving relatively soon. It was in that spot and it's looking good. Yesterday could have been its bottom there, 34 cents, and it's at almost at 36. Keep your eye on that ADTX because it does look good now. AEI just pulling back there. Let it pull back, not doing anything crazy yet this morning. It's Doesn't even look like it's doing anything this morning. So just let it pull back. Take a look at that. ATIP. That one's just pulling back. Another one that's going to set up really nice. So I'll look at that one. BCLI. Brainstorm Cell Therapeutics. Another one down in the basement. This one's getting set up though. BCLI. Take a look at that one. Add that to the list for us because BCLI is getting set up right there. BNZI, let's look at that bad boy. BNZI down 3 cents. They just had earnings. Was it today? The 14th? Yeah, their earnings are today. So we'll take a look at it. It's curling up. It's hitting that line. It looks like it wants to blast off, but you know how good I am at doing the earnings. So I'm not going to say it's going up or down. Looks like it's going to pop off, so you think it'll probably dip and then be a dip and rip situation. But we'll look at it in the after the earnings. DRCT, Direct Digital Holdings. This one has one of them gray earnings. Let's write this bad boy down. DRCT. I'm gonna watch that one today. I want to see what this is up to. I don't know what these gray earnings are, but that's a big dip situation right there. And the last ones we've looked at, they went nutty. So let's take a look at that bad boy. It's down to 187. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that. ERNA, let's see. ERNA, Eterna Therapeutics. This one has a nice dip coming down to the line. So I'll look at that. ERNA. Yeah, I'll look at that as it's hitting the line, see if it wants to bounce up or come through. And let's look at FGL Founder Group. Just making a base down here. That one's a new one, so I can't really tell a whole lot on that one. I'd have to look at that when it's kind of moving around during the day. GCTK, that one took a really nice dip back to the basement, and it's going to get set up. So Glucotrack, we'll keep that on our track because it will get moving. GELS, let's look at that. That's a fairly new one too. All these new guys, November 13th or something. Well, no, that couldn't have been. That's like yesterday, October 29th. I was going to say it had to have been before that, but really nice dip yesterday. I can't really tell a whole lot on it, but GELS, just keep an eye on it. It's a newer one. It's dipped down pretty nice. GNPX, what is it? What is Genprex or whatever it is? GNPX, that's what it is. GNPX. Oh yeah, that's what you wrote. Okay. I don't even know what I was looking at. GNPX is dipping down and yeah, it's just pulling back now. It did run up. It looks like it's just kind of pulling back at the moment. GRNQ, Green Pro Capital. That one ran up and it's just kind of hit that top pull back. I have a feeling this one's going to get set up again, GRNQ. So you can keep an eye on that. Looks like it just ran up and it's pulling back to get set back up there. INBS. Let's take a look at this one real quick. INBS. That one's just pulling back. Another one that had that gray earnings back there on November 7th, and then it popped up there. So, yeah, I would say, let's see right here. November 7th. Yep, and then it started to pop up. So, keeping our eye on them bad boys because they're interesting. INBS and KITT. That's aerospace and defense. This just had a gray one too, and it pulled back. So keeping an eye on that one as well. Wow, these gray earnings are weird. I don't know what's up with them, but we're gonna watch them bad boys. LEDS. I did see this moving this morning. I thought. At least it looked like it was on stock twits. Maybe it was pulling back. It doesn't show anything. It looked like it was moving. Some of these might actually be moving and not showing me right now on either chart because stock twits did have some of these moving. I know LEDS, I thought was. Maybe I'm wrong, but thought it was. OLB group isn't looking bad there. It's coming back. This one's setting up to get bouncing, guys. So we'll keep an eye on that one. That one's looking good to get set up soon. OLB and PRSO. Let's see that guy. That just had earnings on the 12th, which was Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. And so let's see. It's way down there. It looks like its bottom was in there on yesterday. So Keep an eye on this PRSO. This one could be a good one coming up to bounce back up. We'll keep an eye on that and see what that wants to do. PRSO. Where else? REBN. Let's see. REBN. Let me see. Up 7 cents. And this one's actually a good one. Is this that Reborn Coffee? Yeah, I know we were looking at it. Keep this on the list, guys, because that one's setting up to get moving. RHE, Regional Health. This one's trying to bounce off that bottom. It looks like on the 13th, yesterday was its bottom down there, that bottom dip. Keep an eye on that RHE, Regional Health Properties. Not looking bad. SIDU up 5 cents. This one had a nice dip. This is going to be a nice dip and rip situation. SIDU. So keep an eye on that. Aerospace and defense. S. Let me type in silo. I know we looked at it recently. It ran up and it pulled back there, hitting that line. Looks like it could be setting back up there. Silo. TTOO. I can't type any of them in right now. T2 Bioscience. This has its earnings coming up on today. So we'll look at it. It is curling up. It looks like it's going to be a good one to get set up. So we'll have to keep an eye on that TTOO and see if it wants to get moving there. UAVS. This one's another one getting set up right there in a good spot. I would say keep an eye on that. TTOO and UAVS, both of them. VRAX. This one is, setting up really nice. So let's keep an eye on all three of them bad boys, VRAX2 and WLDS. Wearable devices down here in this rally company. We've been looking at it and it's been dipping, and I think that's setting up. So we'll have to keep an eye on all four of them bad boys. And the market is just, just a little mix, but not doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. Microsoft's down just a hair, and so is Apple, and Tesla's down. Nvidia's up, Amazon's up, Google and Meta are both up. So it looks mostly green, and it looks like it wants to get cruising. And let's see if that SPY is still up real quick. It is up 81 cents now, so it's at 590. Let me just see if I caught anything. AKTS, let me check that out real quick. Here we go. AKTS up 13% and cruising up. This one looks good too. I know we were recently just looking at this, and that's looking really good to cross through and run. So I think you got one right there. STX Confidential, guys. So keep your eyes on that. AKTX and NXTT for Licho something. Yep. This one popped up yesterday. It's in the top. It looks like it wants to be a momentum play today. So NXTT. Let's see. Next technology. Keep an eye on it. Did run up to 314 from 165. Right now it's at 216, but it does look like it wants to get cruising back up there. So keep an eye on that. It looks like it does want to have some momentum right there. And there you go for our pre-market on Thursday. So let's just trade smart, lock in those profits, see what's happening. And let me see snow. That's up $1.40. So them options are going up. And it was just, I thought it was going to poke its head into the top. It's just hitting that top right there, but maybe it will. It looks like it has some good momentum. So that's a good one. Snowflake and I had mentioned that one before. So there you go. And let me see real quick what else is going on. Um, Anything else? Let me just see. I was just gonna look at the stock twits real quick and just see what's happening over there. Let me see. Elab's still up. BTCT's up to like 25.56. And that ABVE is way up this morning. XTIA's up a little bit. Beat Buru, we looked at that last night. That's moving. That LEDS does say it's up 14%. And MVST is still up. So yeah, just a ton of them, guys. It's just been pretty wild right there. And I think we got everything. I don't see anything else. So there we go. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Laptop Travel, Asian Jolie, thank you for your Jolie's Jumpers. W. Eileen, STX Confidential, Licho Something, Luis Rodriguez, East Coast Beach Girl, and Irish Lucky, Bong Pre-Chan, and J.C. Kratz, or J. Kratz, and Valeria, and Buddy, and Life Lag. Is that what it says? Life Lag, G. Bitchke, I don't even know how to say that one. Harris, Kenny, and Chandra. How is everybody? Have a great day and trade smart. Make sure you lock in those profits, and we're gonna have poppers. It's poppers galore right now. And again, Disney is way. It's like the greenest thing on there. It's at 111. Remember, I told you it was going from it was at 96, and remember I said it was going over 100. So Asian Jolie liked that one, and that was a nice popper and a great option call. So there you go, and they just keep cruising. So more 100%ers on the way. Have a great day, everybody. Like I say, trade smart, lock in those profits. Let me know if you just want to look at anything, and I will see you guys later. Have a great day.